everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we'll be going over the markets, looking at what's happening with Bitcoin, looking at a few other kind of stories. This is all pertaining to kind of just coins kind of out there just now. It's not any news or anything. We've got a separate news channel. Well, not a separate news channel, but a separate news kind of video that I'll do kind of every weekday as well and put it out after this. So this is about chatting to you. So if you're in the chat room just now, just say hi and let me know where you're from in the world. It's good to know where everybody's from in the world. And if you don't usually kind of speak in the chat room, it's good just to say hi. So if you can do that. Also, thank you very much to all the new premium members. We've got new premium members coming in. I think we've had about 25 new premium members over the last month, in the month of May. And remember, the premium group is closing down to new members at the end of this month. And it will be closed. The full premium group will be closed for 2 months until the end of July, when we'll be coming out with a new pricing structure. So thank you to all the premium members that are in here. Thank you to all the pre-members that have joined the pre-Telegram group as well. There's links down below. But if you want to join us in the premium group, that would be fantastic. It does help support the channel and it will keep the channel going. Obviously, it'll help me going through this, and it's helped me go full time with crypto as well. So big, huge thank you to all the premium members. Big shout out to you. And we're averaging about 42% now for every call that I make in the premium group. Is on average about 42% profit with that. So well done to everybody who's profited this month and all the previous months as well. So just wanted to get that out of the way. I just want to thank you big time, and thank you to all the admins as well. Admins are doing a fantastic job. Big shout out to you as well. You're doing an amazing job. So thank you very much. Hopefully it will be rewarded someday. I've been saying that for ages, but it will be someday, definitely. But I know you don't do it to be rewarded. I know you do it because you love it as well. So big, huge thank you to everybody. Okay, if you can go down to the like button, hit that like button as well. It does help the channel. And if you can hit the notification bell, hit it a couple of times, so you're going to get notified of all the videos that are released, not just a few of them. And you have to kind of be careful of that. YouTube have changed it, so just do that as well. That'd be fantastic. Okay, we'll just see who's in the chat room just now. If anybody is in the chat room, who's in? We have got a few people in, which is good. Good. Okay, 31. Okay, we'll jump over just now. Just make sure it's jumped. Okay, we have Gordy Boy in the house. Just jumped. Have we jumped to switch the camera? Yes, we have. Gordy Boy's in. Sean Dubs is in. Andreas, Marcus Jafari, Stephen King, Ola Bramblebird, Vin, Jan Zek is in. Crypto Cannabis, Jonathan Martin, Gene B Inspired, Donny Don Matthew, Mitch Dieter, James is with us on his crypto journey. JC Standard, Pascal Amsterdam, David Schwartz, Debbie Claydon. Gene is in. I think I've mentioned you, Gene. Bernard Ronald, Mag Paul, and David Schwartz, and Mena Camu is in. High Plains Drifter is in as well. So just some of the comments. Like button crushed, says Gene. Thank you very much, Gene. Really appreciate that. And Donny Don Matthew. Morning, Stephen. Morning to the gang. Morning to you, Donny Don. In the words of Carol Cox, oh yes, loving the vibes at the start. Yes, indeed. Carol Cox takes me back. Mag Pawn, good morning. Why did I sell my Pundi X at 11? Got them at 9. Wasn't patient enough. I think that's the thing with Pundi X. If you're not patient, you have to be extremely patient with Pundi X, because it's like watching paint dry, waiting out to go up. But it went up. Don't know if it's going to come back down with Bitcoin coming down. So there might be another opportunity to get into Pundi X. We'll have a look at that as well, the look at the Binance coins. Mike Witherford saying, hi, what's your thoughts on XRP? I'm going to talk about that as well. XRP might be on its way up. Okay, so we'll look at crypto bubbles first of all. This is what's happening over the last 24 hours. Yeah, the last 24 hours. So my OTA is up. Pundi X obviously up 16.9%. We spoke about that yesterday. You could have gone at 11 Satoshi and got out at 13 or 14 with a good 20% profit. KMD is going up. Orbs is up. Aurora Coin is up as well. Holochain is going up as well. We've talked about that before. ETP, Metaverse ETP is up as well. 113% on the month. That is up. Aurora 95%, Hot 96%, Pundi X 72% in a month, MyOTA 50% in a month. So over the last month, we should have done really well in kind of trading. Okay, so what's happening in the last hour? So it's turning green over the last hour, so this is good. This is good. Obviously that filters up So it looks as if the alts are coming back a wee bit. Bitcoin has gone down. We'll look at the Bitcoin chart in a second. Bitcoin has gone down, but I want to show you something as well with regards to Bitcoin once we get around to it. Just to put things into perspective. So Solve is up 4.4% over the last hour. KMD 4.1%. ENJ Engine Coin is up 1.7%. Mana is going up 2.5%. Aurora down because of that big jump. Rebane is up 4.2% as well. Loom's gone up. Okay, so we'll just look at the kind of bigger picture. This is the top 100. We'll refresh it again and look at the market capitalization overall. Obviously, with the Bitcoin price coming down, that has kind of altered the market cap. So current market cap is $260 billion. Bitcoin dominance down 56.6%, down a wee bit. People are getting out of Bitcoin, going into the alts, or going into USDT. Just a wee reminder, crush the likes. So Bitcoin is 8,562. Who's the winners and losers? We've got Aurora, Pundi X, IOTA, Komodo, Metaverse, Hollow, TrueChain, Orbs, Nash Exchange. Nash, looking to buy some of that as well, has now got the market capitalization. Tucked in number 97, I think that's going to be a really good one. KuCoin shares as well is up. So the exchanges are doing well. BNB is not doing so well though. Who's down? We've got about 50-50. 50 in the red, 50 in the green. Inside chain down, not much. Monero, Elf, Eternity, Verge, BitTorrent, BitShares, Ardor, not by much at all over the last 24 hours. And this is in the dollar value, obviously. If we look at BTC value, I think it'll be a different story. Yeah, there's only about 25% in the red with BTC value. So USD is just because the price of Bitcoin has come down. Okay, we'll look at all the cryptocurrencies. We've now got 2,212 cryptocurrencies listed on CoinMarketCap. And who is at the top over the last 24 hours? Just have a wee look. MMO Coin is up 194% on 116,000 volume with a market cap of 404,000. Might be worth looking at. Opti token up 181% on 62,000 volume, which is okay. Duo, haven't heard of Duo, up 138% with nearly $1 million of volume, which is good. So we can obviously check that out as well, but there's no market cap on that. Blockport, Blockport is still up 76%. Time to look at Blockport, maybe get rid of them. I thought they were actually going bankrupt. So I don't know why that's going up. So that's on 81,000 volume. Maybe people just speculating. And that was one of the ones I held. So I might look at that actually and just kind of get rid of it if it's up. So there's a few others as well. Loons, 917,000 market capitalization, up 69% on 2.5 million. No, it's not 2.5 million, it's 172,000 volume. That was a different one, that was Playcoin. Is that any other ones? Spectrum Network. I love this. 6,500 market cap. $6,500 market cap. So if it went up 10x, it's $65,000. If it went up 100x, it's $650,000. If it went up 1,000x, it's $6.5 million market cap. So that would still be considered a low cap, even if it 1,000x's. So I don't know what Spectrum. In fact, I'm just going to check that out. Would it be worth a punt? 20,000 volume. Very low, obviously. CoinLim, I haven't even heard of it. On Ethereum. There's a social like, no social network. Down 87%. So a few red flags all there already. But obviously it's been pumped up on low volume. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so what I want to do with Bitcoin. So if you look at this chart just now, this is Bitcoin. If you looked at this chart, you didn't know what it was, you just looked at it and you say, oh, that's a kind of horrendous chart. You would not be buying that just now. Just be going, I won't be buying. Well, you might kind of buy it if you see the 70 EMA going over the 50 EMA. But looking at that, it doesn't look that great when we see it from this kind of perspective. This is a 5-minute chart on Bitcoin. Now, when we go to the 1 hour chart, it still looks bad. has gone down this much, because it come down really from 8,900 to 8,400. It's touched 8,400, or just nearly touched it. And a lot of people going, oh no, this is a big fall, this is, and people are starting to panic. So that's a 1 hour chart. If we look at the daily, you just go, well, it's just kind of a little blip here. It's gone down. You can see it's gone down. It's got 2 red candles in a row on the daily chart. It's touched the 70 EMA, then bounced back up. So not that big of a deal when you look at it from that kind of perspective. So you notice as you zoom out more, you start to feel a wee bit better and just go, well, it's not that big of a deal. Now look at it on the monthly or on the weekly. It's not big of a deal. We've got a red candle on the weekly, the first time for 5 weeks. But then on the monthly, if we look on the monthly, we've got a tiny little blip there, a tiny little wick on the green candle we've got on the monthly when it went up from 5,000. This is a monthly, 5,000 up to kind of 9,000. So we've got a tiny little wick that's pulled back. So we've got to think about perspective when we're looking at the charts. So don't look on 5 minute, don't look on the 15 minute or the hour, or even the daily sometimes. Have a macro view of what's going on overall, and then you start to think a little bit differently about longer term investing. Unless you're a day trader. If you're a day trader, it's totally different. You can look at the micro view. But if you're investing for the long term, don't panic with kind of little dips in the market, because you're just going to lose money that way. So if you're in it for the long term, look at the long term picture. Look at the monthly picture. And that's what I'd say with regards to kind of Bitcoin. So it's looking good, in other words. If we look at the weekly and see, we've never really came out of the bull market. We've always been in the bull market. So it's looking good still for Bitcoin. I still think it's looking good for $11,000. That's my opinion, obviously. We'll just get rid of this. Maybe not. That's my opinion. I still think we're going for $11,000 for Bitcoin. We're just seeing a little bump, just coming back to hopefully support at 8,400. We're now on, we'll just look at where we are just now, 8,551. We did get down to 8,420. It's kind of bouncing back up as of just now. So hopefully we'll see that going back up to the 9,000, through 9,000, up to 10,000, then up to 11,000. It's going to take a wee bit of time, but looking at the daily, it's just a little blip. It's bouncing off the 70 EMA. And I think with all the good news that's around the crypto sphere just now with Fidelity backed, ETF, SEC are going to do the ETF, although we don't need it. SEC are going to do the ETF at one point. They've intimated that. It's just not ready just now, but it is coming as well. So just think about the perspective that you've got with Bitcoin and just take a macro view of it. Take the 50,000 foot view and then you won't panic. Okay, so just get back to chat. David Schwartz, I like your mug, crush the likes. Yeah, but somebody from Australia kind of suggested that ages ago, so I just got it. So I thought it was a good idea. Who else is in? Hi CYT Homies, Peter van der Wright. Good to see you, buddy. Hayden Meir is in. Is there enough volume for MPXs to continue high? We're going to look at that in a second. And great to see those old regulars starting to pop, says Mark Innes. Yes, it is. We've had a long time waiting for the likes of Hot, Pundi X, Dent, all of them. We've been speaking about them in the past. Now they're starting to pop. They've gone up 100%. Pundi X might come back down with the Bitcoin price falling down as well, but it also might come back down because of the airdrop they've got. They've got a 25 billion airdrop, and after that, then I think it's going to pop. But on the way up to there, I think is still it could still rise. But we'll look at that in a second. Richard Cooper is in. Donny Don Matthew, want to take on Binance for Harmony. What do you think should be an exit point? 4x or more. Want to buy back into BNB with some additional coins to ride the wave up to $50. Yeah. So what to do, Donny Don? If you're thinking about doing this, use the BNB pairing. So don't go to Bitcoin and then use the Bitcoin to buy BNB. Once Harmony comes out on the 1st of June, so it's coming out in 2 days' time. When it comes out, use the BNB pairing to sell Harmony to go back into BNB, so you get a better kind of return that way as well. and you get more BNB that way instead of paying the kind of higher fees. So Forex, I think I think that's definitely probably going to happen. One ticket, $300 worth. If you Forex that, you're going up to $1,200. I think that's good. I think that would be a good return on your investment, and you're risking it if you're going to kind of wait for more. However, I don't think Harmony is going to do what Matic did. Matic went down first of all and then kind of shot up. But I think because of Matic, I think Harmony is going to go up from the get-go. But you just need to wait and see. Do not FOMO in to Harmony when it comes out. Don't FOMO in. Don't buy my coins when I put them on there, because that's just FOMO in. Just wait a couple of days. Just let it settle. Unless you can get in a really good price. A really, really good price. Gordy Boy, EOS, biggest rumour is that we use a second layer scaling solution for Bitcoin. Let's see what Saturday brings. Yeah, so 1st of June is going to be big for EOS. We've got a news story on that as well. Good morning to you, King1969. Lawrence Matthews is in. Crypto Don Wan is in. Good morning to you, buddy. It's Sean Dubs. All my funds are tied up in XRP and NPXS. Should have freed some fund up for one. To be honest, I think a lot of people are going to FOMO in. You're never going to stop people FOMOing in. Just don't do it. Don't FOMO in. Just wait till the dust settles. You've seen what happened with Matic. It went shooting up to about 600. Now it's come back down to about 250. I think Matic is going to go back up, to be honest, but it's now settled around 250, which is 5x kind of the price of what it came out at. So don't FOMO in. I'd just wait in the price settling. That's my opinion. You might miss out, but it's going to come back down eventually. So don't go in at the beginning. That's what I would say. Ferris Alcacid is in. Hello to you. Okay, so we'll look at a few of the kind of charts as well. So where are we going? We're going BTC. We've looked at that already. So Pundi X, we'll go to... Where are we? I want to... 1 second. Back to here. Right, gone wrong way. We're going to go to Binance. Okay, so who's top in Binance just now? We've got Pundi X. It went back up to 13.14. That's Encash. I thought I seen it 14 there. Yeah, it's went back up to 13.14, which is brilliant. So you're probably not going to... Well, you might still get in at 13 if you kind of put a buy order in at 13. Obviously, there's somebody playing with kind of Pundi X just now who's got... They must have about 1 billion kind of tokens. So there's somebody playing at the moment, or somebody trying to be a whale. I don't know if they're very good at it. They've been doing this all the way from 9, 10 to be honest. So obviously they are good at it, but it's kind of going up. So 13.14, which is brilliant. So that's good. You could get out at 13 or get out at 14 if you want to put a sell order in at 14. But I think this is going to go up from here until this kind of airdrop. They've got, I believe it's the 4th of June. Once that happens, or just before that happens, it's probably going to dip back down, and then I think we're going to see it going back up because there's going to be a coin burn in July, and then there's no more airdrops after this. So I think it's going to go up even higher, and it could go up even higher before then. But going from 9 Satoshi to 14 Satoshi is good just now. I've taken some profit on Pundi X, which was good. Managed to make half a Bitcoin on Pundi X, but I'm still looking to possibly get back in as well on that. Who else is doing well? OST is up. That took a big jump, kind of crossed over. This is on the hourly, went up 25%, come back down a wee bit, but could go up even more. IOTA, we said, is moving as well, 16%. Encash is up to 29. It did get up to 31, I believe, for Encash. 30 it got up to. So we'll just look on the 4 hourly. It got up to 32 actually a few days ago. Komodo, I was looking at that this morning as well. Didn't call it, but I was going to call Komodo as well. I thought I'd just leave that just now. TNB, has gone up from 55. I think I called it last week at 66, so it's just starting to move just now, but it did get down to 55, so it might have been stopped out beforehand. So TNB might be going on a run just now. That'd have been a good one to kind of get into. Matic is starting to move again. I think that is going to go up. But it's come back down on the 4 hours, so it must have gone up 278, come back down, then bouncing back up. So we need to wait and see what happens with Matic. Matic is going to double from here again. I think there's news coming out that's going to be listed on Bitforex. That was somebody in the premium group kind of said that. I don't know if it was Sean or not. In fact, I'm just going to check, just so I'm not getting my facts wrong and said it the right person. Who was it that said it? Pascal, I do apologise. Pascal. Start trading in 3 hours. What Bitforex it is? Yeah, it was Pascal. So I kind of checked that out. It looks as if it is going to be listed, but there's no kind of official announcement yet. So Matic could be kind of getting listed on Bitforex, which is obviously big. ADX has gone up. HOT has gone up as well. And it looks as if that's going to go to 29.30 again. So these are all the ones we spoke about last week and said these are going to double, get into them. And they have. They've gone up 100%. It's Pundi X's time just now. So it looks as if that's going to go up even more to maybe 14.15, maybe by the end of the day. So that was a good one to get in on, Pundi X. But I do think it will come back down. Whoever it goes up to, I do think it will come back down when the airdrop happens, and then you're going to see it shooting up, and then that's when you're going to see the 100% within a few weeks. But might do that before then as well, so I still think it's a good one to hold just now. And it's a good long term as well. They're actually making money. They've got products, they've got a use case, they've got a good team. I just think overall they've got brilliant kind of prospects. So that's what's happening at the moment. We'll just look at the kind of some of the big ones. So we've got 8,549 for Bitcoin. XRP took a wee jump up. Kind of talked about that yesterday. We'll look at the BTC value. So obviously came back down again, but jumped up to 5,300, I think, 5,336. So called that in the premium group, I think it was 4,900. So XRP 4,942 was called in the premium group. And it did go up. 4,900, that's only an 8%, but still 8% in a day. Imagine getting 8% in a year from a bank. So it's still quite good. But I still believe this is just the start for XRP. However, what we have to be kind of practical about this. We have to kind of be objective as well. XRP is on the way down. Look at the charts. You'd still say probably no to buy. Apart from the 4 hour, it's just kind of crossed over in the 4 hour. But you still might say no to buy, because if we look at this on the daily, we're going to see, and we spoke about this kind of last week as well. We have a kind of reverse cup and handle here. You can see a perfect. So we might go down more before it goes up. I still believe XRP is going to explode. I think it's just going to explode big time. We're going to see a 200-300% growth in XRP, but we have to be objective. So let's not just kind of be all exuberant and just say this is going to go up and just ignore any other evidence. We have to look at the charts. If we look at the charts, we've got a reverse cup and handle going on there. Hopefully, if the alts go on a run, and typically in June they do go on a run, if the alts go on a run, then we're safe. Then we're good. We're still good for XRP, and I still think it's going to explode. It just might go down a wee bit more before that happens. So this is accumulation zone again still for me. Dollar cost average in as well. So definitely I think XRP is going to explode at some point. I just don't know when. Obviously nobody knows when, but the fundamentals are there. Everything is there. Everything is getting lined up. It's like you're getting your ducks lined up in a row, and it's just ready for it kind of exploding. And YouTube is full of XRPers, the XRP army, kind of talking about when it's going to explode. They're saying about 3-4 days time. So we need to wait and see what happens. But it's looking, for me, it's still looking good. It's still looking good. I expected the run up to go higher yesterday, but obviously Bitcoin came down as well. And we'll look at Ethereum, BTC value. Spoke about Ethereum going up as well. So it's crossed over on the daily, and we've seen that. Bouncing off the 50 EMA and at 3.1 million Satoshi just now. I think I called that in the group as well, at 3 million Satoshi, something like that. So I think Ethereum's still going to go up as well, but dollar value, obviously, it'll probably come back down now, with Bitcoin coming down. And I'll go to Bitfinex. Yeah, $266, has been up at 280. Again, that just looks like a little blip. You just kind of look at that and go, that's such a beautiful chart. That's the dollar value. And broke out way big time from that kind of triangle when we spoke about it back in April. Okay, Litecoin, we'll just have a wee look at the kind of big guns. Litecoin, BTC, Binance. Going to cross over on the daily, so it looks as if that's going back up again for Litecoin. And so the dollar value will be higher obviously as well. A bit of stamp on this one. $111, still see that going up to $200 for Litecoin. Not in the immediate term. So could be that we get to maybe $183, pull back a wee bit, then we go up to the $200. So again, this cup and handle formation, you know I love kind of cup and handle. So this kind of is going to, looks as if it's going to play out beautifully. So that's what it looks like is going to happen. So it might get to about $180 for Litecoin, come back down, and then shoot back up, and then onwards and upwards to $200, then to $300. So that's my thoughts on that. So Litecoin is still looking good as well. Cardano, what's going to happen with Cardano? Cardano's just getting poised. It's just so poised just now. It's just people accumulating just now, and it's just like a coiled spring, and it's just going to go poof and just explode as well. So XRP, Cardano, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin, loads of them are going to pop. We're going to have a big run up. There's a big run up coming. Bitcoin behaves itself. Hopefully it just stays above the 8,400 and doesn't go below that. Because it's coming. It's coming. So that's Cardano. I think that's going to pop as well. Looking at charts, it doesn't look as if it is going to, but this is just great for accumulation. So it crossed over in the 4 hourly, but barely crossed over, then coming back down again. So we still have a wee bit to go maybe, down the way. Shell is coming. There just goes so much going on with Cardano as well. And Charles Hoskinson did an EMA, a surprise EMA as well. I didn't watch all of it. I've not watched all of it yet. I just think he's just such an intelligent guy, but it's not intelligence that wins in business. You've got to have the brawn to actually go out and kind of get things done as well, but they are doing it in the background. So I think Cardano is going to explode, and I think that's one of my favourite ones to hold and accumulate for the long term as well. EOS is making headlines all the time just now. EOS. What's going on with EOS? As you can see, it's jumped up already. We'll go on to the daily and get a macro view. So we've got an all-time high for EOS of 24,000 Satoshi. 244,000 Satoshi. We're currently sitting at 92,000 Satoshi just now, and it looks as if this could go up. 1st of June is going to be interesting to see what happens for them. So Saturday is going to be the big day, and there's going to be this big announcement for EOS. So it might be worth getting into EOS just now, even at this price. If you look at EOS USD, it kind of went up a couple 100% already. We've got the Bitfinex price. So it's currently at $7.81. It did get to $8.32. So it's on a wee bit of a pullback just now. And it has been as low as only 4 or 5 months ago. Well, at $2 basically. It was at $2 at the end of January. So it's kind of went up How much? 281% already. Could it go higher? Yeah, definitely. I think there's a news story out, and we'll just kind of look at that just now. So this is from ccn.com. This surging cryptocurrency spiked 200% in 2019, could amazingly double before 2020. I think it's going to double before 2020. I think it's going to double probably within the next couple of weeks if the news is good. So the EOS fireworks are just getting started. The commonly touted fundamental factors are June's Block 1 event in Washington and the purchase of 3.3 million tokens worth of RAM, described as pushing the price up. There are also rumours that a game-changing announcement will be made in June. These developments have certainly helped the cause of this cryptocurrency, but these are not the major catalyst driving the price up. So over the last few weeks, the smart money has shown its hands as EOS continues to move with strong bullish momentum. And they're just going to, I'll post a link to this article as well. So EOS made an unmistakable technical reversal on the longer time frame. So we're looking at the 1 week time frame here. If we kind of look at the 1 week time frame here, so you can see it bigger. So you can see it was going down, 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 and then it kind of reversed here and it crossed over at $4.64. That's when it crossed over. So you could have doubled your money there. And when it crossed over on the weekly, even, and normally we wouldn't do that, you'd look for the crossover on the daily or the 4 hourly, so you could get in much earlier. So with EOS, the crossover happened on the daily at $2.61. So if you kind of got in on a crossover then, that'd have been a fantastic time to get in. You wouldn't have missed much of the run up. You might have missed maybe $1 or something, just still a lot. But then that's when you use the 4 hour and say, okay, what's the crossover on the 4 hour? Oh, there's a couple of crossovers. So the daily would have been a better one to get in on. So it's just saying buy this cryptocurrency on the dips. If you're a hodler of the cryptocurrency, now is the time to start celebrating. EOS suffered through a long and brutal bear winter, as have all the ones. In the chart, you will see how EOS breached resistance at $6. This triggered the breakout from a large inverse head and shoulders pattern. As you can see, EOS painted destruction for 9 months. That's a lot of time built up in a base in cryptocurrency trading. In addition, the technical reversal looks valid considering the US is now trading above $8. That's a growth of 33% since the breakout. We're just kind of going over everything here. And EOS end of the year target is $12. So EOS remains in a strong uptrend even though we expect a considerable pullback. That bias is valid as long as the market trades above $6, which is a neckline of the inverse head and shoulders pattern. Use the height of the pattern for target price. We can see EOS easily tapping $10. So it looks as if a lot of people are very bullish on EOS at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see what the news is as well. This is from CL, and I want to thank Deb, James and Rob for their continued support for kind of producing some of the news stories or searching out the news stories and passing over interesting ones to kind of talk about here. So thank you very much. That's the brilliant admins, or part of the brilliant admin team. So big shout out to you as well. MCL, institutions, hedge funds, big investors who own more than 1,000 Bitcoin have bought 450,000 more Bitcoins since the bear market started. Whales are buying this up, not retail. This is clearly smart money. So that's from CL. So, but the question is, how do you know that? That's my question. And where was the... Right, it's not got the evidence there. I thought I'd kind of produce some evidence there. So it was there somewhere, but I'll post this as well for you. I want to show you this as well. Go to this. 3 reasons why Bitcoin will hit 30,000 by the end of 2019. So speaking to Bloomberg TV on Tuesday, which is yesterday, the Kinetic co-founder highlighted 3 important factors that will drive Bitcoin to a new all-time high. First, Chu identified growing institutional Bitcoin adoption with many conglomerates developing products and services around BTC. In 2019 alone, firms like Fidelity and Microsoft have made massive announcements about plans to adopt BTC. We've seen that obviously this year, so this, he says, is one of the factors why it's going to go up to $30,000. Chu also highlighted the growing IPO investor fatigue, as noticed in the recent offerings made by Uber and Lyft. So according to Chu, I think we're seeing is a counter-cyclical argument with the recent disappointments of Uber and Lyft IPOs in the market. And that's an initial public offering on the stock market. If you don't know what an IPO is, just like an ICO or an IEO now. So that's the kind of stock market equivalent of an IEO or an ICO. People are looking for a different type of tech story, and one is perhaps accessible to all. I think this could be the tech story as well. We've been saying that for a couple of years now. He isn't the only one to predict a renewed interest in BTC on the back of a disappointing IPO run for established brands recently gone public. Speaking to CNBC earlier in May, billionaire venture capitalist Tim Draper said investors are becoming alive to the fact that even stocks of companies like Uber and Lyft won't yield more than 10 or 20%. So it's talking about the kind of coins and what the yield was. So Binance Coin, 475% return, Tezos 255, Litecoin 254, Bitcoin Cash 166, EOS 158. So this is why people are going to come to the market when they see these kind of things and they get over that kind of scared feeling. And people like you and I are saying, this is how you do it, this is how you can invest in it, this is how you do it safely. Then you're going to get more and more people coming to the market as well. So investors on the hunt for huge returns will have to look towards Bitcoin and other high-performing cryptocurrencies, which is going to drive the price even higher. And finally, the Kinetic chief pointed to the 2020 BTC halving as another factor that will drive up the price of BTC. One important market analyst even has Bitcoin post-halving price at $55,000. I think that's kind of easy enough to say we're going to get to $55,000, although it's kind of hard to imagine just now. You're talking about 6xing from here or 7xing from here. Chu, however, downplayed the importance of a Bitcoin ETF, which I've been saying it all along. We don't need it. It'd be brilliant if we got it, but we don't need the Bitcoin ETF either from the SEC. But I think it's going to happen and it just will drive the market up. But if it doesn't happen, it's not going to affect the market, i.e. it's not going to go down because of it. So that's 3 reasons why Bitcoin will hit 30k by the end of 2019. Okay, I've got one more news story, which is quite cool actually, but obviously you take it with a pinch of salt and you don't take it too seriously. But I quite like the news story, but I want to kind of have a wee chat first. Scott Greenplate is in. Donny Don Matthew, thanks Steve for the sound advice. I really hope that EOS news is good enough to push it close to $15. Have EOS for the short term with no plans to hold long term with my lack of confidence in block 1. Hayden Mayer, man, I recently found your channel. I really respect how you go through the chat and respond to everybody. You're extremely knowledgeable and great attitude compared to others on YouTube. Oh, thanks, man. Really appreciate that, Hayden. Really appreciate that. And Chair Engov is in. Welcome to you. Mark Innes, Hayden. That's why we all stay, Hayden. It's real here. Yes, it is real. Volumes coming into Pundi. It is indeed. We'll just have a look at Pundi X again. 13,907. It's coming down a wee bit, so you might still be able to get in at 13. It looks as if this person has got the kind of billions of tokens. Is that it again? 14 million? No, it's not him. Not him or her. Could be him or her. And the reason I say that is because they're trading, say about 70 million, 80 million, and 90 million. You can clearly see when they're in the market. Again, we don't know who it is, obviously, but you can clearly see when they're in it, because they're trading that 70 million, 80 and 90 million trades. So it might be coming back down. So you might still get in for 13 on Pundi X. David Schwartz, I've had a buy order in Pundi X at 11 sats for 3 days now, and it blew right past my order without filling it. I don't know if it will get filled by the time it comes back down for the next rise. It's going to come back down. What it comes back down to is a big question, I suppose. Because people are going to think, okay, they're going to have the airdrop and they're going to start selling. If there's 25 billion tokens get put into the airdrop, i.e. free tokens, people are going to sell it. So it's going to come back down. But after that as soon after the airdrop as you can, that's when to look at Pundi X again. Look at it just now, because it is going up just now. We kind of mentioned it from, 10 Satoshi. I kind of called it in the premium group. I said buy at 10 Satoshi. It's kind of gone up 40% since then, and a good 40%. So it might go up to 15, 16, 17, then it'll come back down. So it just depends how far it's going to come down, and then it'll go kind of up again once everybody starts selling off the free airdrop tokens. and that's it. There's not going to be any more airdrops or planned airdrops. So this is a brilliant time to get in, and it could go up 100, 200, 300%. I think Alan Masters did one on this. Yeah. So Pundi X, this is Alan Masters. If you've not seen him, I'll go follow him. Actually, really, really good. I like Alan Masters on kind of TradingView. So just check him out. So he's got Pundi X here, and he's thinking, we kind of seen this yesterday as well. We've got a target of 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 25. And obviously a stop loss close to the weekly, below 7 Satoshi. We'll just kind of see if he's updated that. That was 23 hours ago. Let's kind of have a look. I don't think has he updated it? 10 hours ago, yeah. Pundi X breaks 12 Satoshi, is now challenging EMA at 13 Satoshi, so it's broke 13 Satoshi as well. Buy and calculate 11 Satoshi. If you bought 10 Satoshi, profit is 40%. So still seeing a target of 25. This is my chart done. I posted 33 chart. Yep, so it's not been updated since then. So yeah, I think Pundi X is going to do really, really well. And yeah, David, I don't know if you'll get back in at 11 Satoshi. It might come back down, you never know. If Bitcoin comes down, if it does fall below 8,400, you're going to see the alts kind of going down as well. But I think then we'll go back up from there. I think we're going to have a run on the alts very, very soon. Doug Anton is in house. Welcome to you, Hayden. Inverse cup and handle on XRP, potentially downside would be the depth of the cup, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so if you look at that, what Hayden's talking about, so if you look at XRP, BTC, we'll kind of look at this cup and handle again, and we'll look at it on the daily. So what we're talking about, the cup and handle here, so we'll just kind of draw that again, just going down. Okay, so to calculate how much it could possibly go down, we're looking at the apex of the cup. Copy that, and we'll go down and look at it on the weekly. Bugger. Need to put the auto on. Move that over to there. So that's on the not down far enough actually. I'll take off auto. It's not going down that far. I don't think it's going to go down that far. Where was it going to go down from here? My understanding for the cup and handle was it was kind of the apex to the base. And it's definitely not going to go down that far to 0. I need to kind of look at that again. It can't be that. I don't think it's going to be that far down. So that's my understanding. Obviously, I've got that wrong for the cup and handle. Inverse cup and handle, next potential down would be the depth of the cup, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it can't go down that far because that was my understanding as well, Hayden. So I need to look at that. So apologies if I kind of scared you there and said it was going to go down to 0, but it's not going to go down to 0. Mike Smith, I hold ADA, Tron, BTC, I would imagine, XRP since last year. Yeah, I think you're going to be okay if you keep on holding them for a couple of years. If you've held on since last year, then you might as well keep on holding just now, and that's what I would do. On its crypto journey, XRP USD on the daily, the golden cross is now fully formed. It went up over 1,000% the last time this happened. Yeah, so we looked at that yesterday about the golden cross on XRP. So we look at the kind of XRP USD. What time are we on? Got plenty of time. Look at Bitfinex. We'll have to go to, this is the EMA I use. So we'll go to the MA. So we can see there, and we can zoom right in. We can see that wee cross there. That is a golden cross, and that's the 50 MA going over the 200 MA, which is commonly used in the stock market. I wouldn't tend to use it kind of crypto for myself, but a lot of crypto TA people use it as well, so we have to use it as well and look at it, because that's what makes it valuable, because people are using it. If nobody used it or paid attention to it, it wouldn't be valuable. So we have to look at it as well. So yeah, that is a big crossover. So make of that what you will, and I still think we're going to explode at some point with XRP. Your expectations on BTT? Don't know. Be inspired. Honestly, don't know what's going to happen with BTT. I think it's going to go up even more. It's went up 100% already, but I think it's going to go up even more. What it's going to get to, I have not a clue. 12, 13 for Pundi X, so you can get in at 13 if you want to try and get in quick, or just stay out of it and just see what happens. So just be careful and just wait, or possibly wait as well. But you could get in at 13 just now. It looks as if it's going to go to 13, 14 again in a second. Yep, 13, 14. So if you're looking to get in, don't just buy when it's at 14. Look to kind of put an order in and say 13, because there's only 19 million. It looks as if it's going to go back to 12, 13 possibly. And the order's gone through. Yeah, 12, 13. So if you can buy when it's just about to cross over, then you can get in and out at the same price. So if you can buy at 13 and then it kind of goes to 13, 14, you can still get at 13 and not lose any money. And that's why I like looking at the order book before I actually buy. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, BTT. Yeah, I was just looking at BTT. I got distracted there. I go to price. BTT is 19 just now. And we'll see what happens when Tron kind of release the news and BTT release that as well. See what's going to happen with that. So this could double again, go up to 40 Satoshi for BTT. El Nino's saying BAM. Thoughts on LTC halving? Well, that's happening sooner than the kind of Bitcoin halving. That's what I think is, or part of the reason I think it's going to go up to $200 as well. So I think that is going to help it massively for Litecoin to reach $200. But there's got to be other certain factors in play as well. Bitcoin's obviously got to go up. The whole market's got to be kind of bullish as well. Litecoin, I think, is going to go up anyway. BTC value is going to go up. And then when the dollar value and everything aligns, we're going to get to $200, $300. So Bitcoin, Litecoin halving is good for Litecoin as well, and it should push the price up even more. And I think that's what's driving the price just now, or partly driving the price, in anticipation of that happening. G-Slick is in the house. Welcome to you. Justin Evans, woohoo, go Pundi, about time. I know. I know. Sean Dubs, I've been holding Pundi for gains for XRP, but I'm stuck with what to do. Staying with Pundi or selling with profit and getting into another low sat coin, and which one? Difficult. So as a day trader as well, as a difficult one. Do you take profit? Do you take a 10-20% profit and then get into another one for another 10-20% profit and compound your kind of profits? It's riskier doing that. If you're in Pundi X for the long term or longer term, if you held it for 4 weeks, if you want to hold it for 4 weeks, I think Pundi X is going to give you a brilliant return on your investment. If you're a day trader and you've got that angst about not trading and just holding something for 4 weeks, it's a different story. But I think if you held for 4 weeks, I think you're going to be good. Justin Evans, my personal belief, Pundi is just starting. Yes, so do I. That's my belief as well, that we're literally just starting for Pundi X. And it's about time. We've been talking about Pundi X for a while, and it's just about time that kind of something happened with it. So we'll need to wait and see what happens with it, but I think it's just going to get started. And I think the catalyst for this is obviously the last airdrop. So it's the last airdrop and the burning of the tokens in July. That is going to be the catalyst, and obviously more news will come out around about then. If they're smart marketers, more news is going to come out around about that time as well. And what I would do if I was Pundi X, when the airdrop happens on the 4th of June, if they've got any news up their sleeve, that's when I would release the news, when the airdrop is kind of happening. So I wouldn't want it to go back down, all the way back down to 10, 11 Satoshi or 9 Satoshi. I would release news then. So if you're kind of watching Pundi X, release some news on the 4th of June when you're doing your airdrop. So keep Pundi X and 2 Lamb. If you're willing to hold it for 4 weeks, I would definitely keep it. I would definitely hold it if you're willing to hold it. I own several cryptos, but Pundi is my darling as of the last 6 months, buying and hodling as much as possible. Yeah, if you look, the only thing that I'm concerned about is just the kind of market cap just now of Pundi X. So we go to just now. So rank number 37, it was at 43 yesterday, market cap of 236 million, which is good. It's obviously been much higher. Not the market cap. Well, the market cap's been up at 363 million previously. But in this kind of time just now, rank number 37, I just think there should be more news out, and there should be more kind of happening with Pundi X for it to kind of climb much higher. However, when more money comes into the market, I could easily see Pundi X at $1 billion market capitalization. Easily see it at $1 billion. So that's a 4x from where it is just now. But for that to happen, obviously Bitcoin price has to happen, so it wouldn't be a 4x in Bitcoin price or Satoshi value. So, but I can still see it getting up to 50 Satoshi, 100 Satoshi within the year, within a year from now. So in 2020, you could easily see it going up to 100 Satoshi if they continue doing what they're doing and bring out kind of good news and continue getting into the markets as well. But there's more and more competition coming out as well, so we have to be careful. And again, it's about being pragmatic and being objective as well, and not being blind. The same with the XRP. You could easily be blinded by XRP, but you have to be objective about it as well. ETN, good price, been staking a little bit. G-Slick, haven't looked at ETN for ages. MFT not moving. Would you take a loss for another coin? MFT, I think. Okay, so here's what's going to happen with the low Satoshi value coins. You're going to get 100% on them. The only problem is you don't know when. You don't know when. Mainframe is a good project. Key, I don't know too much about. CYT-Coin, obviously, I've been into CYT-Coin for since it came out. I was in and out of it, but it just seems one of the older types. They need to be doing something kind of newer that's going to drive the price up much higher. But these low Satoshi value coins, what's going to happen is you're going to get more and more newbies coming in to the market in 2019. Towards the end of 2008, you're going to get loads of people coming in, and what's going to happen with the low Satoshi value coins is what's happened previously. People are going to look at them and go, oh, they're on with 19 Satoshi, I'm going to get on that. Or they're on with 43 Satoshi, it must be going up. They don't think about the market cap, they don't look at the use case, they don't look at the team, they don't look at the kind of products they've got out. But that's what's going to happen again with the likes of the low Satoshi value coins. With the likes of MFT, Key, CYT-Coin, Encash, Hot, Dent, BTT, Pundi X, TNB, Po, Fun, VET. VET is 90, and that's one of the kind of stronger projects under 100 Satoshi. All these coins are going to go up 100%, all of them. And it'd be fantastic if you could, if there was just a little domino effect, if you could get on Pundi X, put 1 Bitcoin in, it doubles up, you've got 2 Bitcoin, then BTT, domino effect, it goes up 100%, you could put 2 Bitcoin in, get 4 Bitcoin out, then Dent goes, then Hot goes, then Encash goes. If you'd done that, you'd be kind of a millionaire by the time you got to VET. By the time you got to VET, you probably have about $2 million if it just doubled up each time from the bottom to VET. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. But we're just going to see, just for a bit of fun, what would happen if you kind of doubled up from 1 Bitcoin. 3 to 6 strategy. And I've showed you this before, I've showed you a couple of times now. So if you put 1 Bitcoin in and it went up 100%, how much? So just to 1 Bitcoin in, by 12th trade, you would have 2,000 Bitcoin. 2,000 Bitcoin. So if you put in, what's the 1 Bitcoin? $8,000. By the 12th trade, you'd have $60 million. 60 million. So started off with Pundi X and got all the way down to VET, you'd have $60 million at the end of it. Although, practically speaking, you wouldn't be able to trade that. You wouldn't be able to put $1 million into BTT without affecting the BTT price, or the same with Dent or Pundi X or whatever. So is nice on paper, but practically speaking, you wouldn't be able to do it unless you've done OTC trading. So yeah, I think the likes of MFT is going to shoot up as well. Steve, want to look at to ONT, good buy opportunity. Yes, Finn, I do think is a good buy opportunity for ONT. I think it's a good project as well, which makes it better. Yeah, so we've got strong. We've looked at this before, so we've got long-term support around about 13,970. It's at 16,000 just now. So you're looking at. So if we go to, where is it? I think it's there. Nope. Nope. Get rid of that. Looking at the risk to reward, I don't really use this much. So risk reward ratio, where is it? Can't think where it is because I never really use it. So we'll go long position, I think it might be there. Ah, there we go. So if we think, and we go to support. So if you think it's going to go back up to say 34,000 Satoshi, and your kind of downside there is going down to the support line. You've got risk to reward ratio of 6.72. So I think that's really good for ONT as well. If we kind of look at the risk to reward ratio, I think it could be really good for you as well. So it depends on what your risk kind of analysis is of it. But if we look at that kind of long-term support for that, I think that's where we have to kind of look at. And if that's all you're going to be losing, obviously put a stop loss in just under there. But with the expectation it's going to kind of probably double with this year. It looks like it's going to double this year. Well, I think it's going to double this year because it is a strong project. It's got a strong team as well. We're going to take the MAs off and go back to the EMAs. I like them better. But short term, is it a buy? Short term, if you're asking that question. On the 4 hour, it was kind of getting up there. Was getting up to it. On the 2 hours, probably crossed over and it's kind of come back down. But for me, that would be accumulating. If you like it for the long term, it's definitely accumulating. For the short term as a trade, at the moment it's probably crossed over on the hourly, just crossing over on the hourly. So you might want to buy them with a tight stop loss. Well, that was somebody I was wanting to kind of mention as well, just to give a shout out to Crypto Bull Coins. I don't know if you've seen this guy before. I think his channel is actually really good. He's just getting started. He's probably going to overtake my channel in probably about 2 weeks' time. He does short videos about kind of some of the coins. I'll just go to and show you his channel. But Crypto Bull Coins videos, have to give a shout. He's just literally started. He's got about 8 videos out. But he's probably going to overtake my channel. But he is good, so I have to give him a shout out. And he's done the top IEO picks, top Binance 10x projects, top altcoin picks. So I do like kind of channels like this as well. So go check him out. Crypto Bull Coins, he's got a Telegram group as well. You can join that as well. So I'll definitely give that a kind of a check out as well. FX coin, been staking for a while. Little man's digging day and night. Excellent. Yeah, so you can stake your Pundi X. You can stake your Pundi X coins if you download the wallet, and you get FX coins in return. Big burn coming after the last airdrop. Yeah, the big burn's happening in July as well. Pundi conversion price going to jump. It's worth holding. Yeah, definitely. Don't be sad for me. I'm quite happy with my Pundi X. Yeah, I think Pundi X is going to do brilliant. I think it's going to do excellent. Kin. Yeah, Kin is fine. The SEC, I think they're going to be doing... yeah, they're going to try and raise $10 million, I think it was. $10 million, something like that. Can you see XRP? What's happening with XRP? Oh, it's gone back up. I'll have a look on Binance. XRP 5072. Dollar value will obviously be going up because the Bitcoin is going up. Bitcoin price is probably going up. USD. Yeah, Bitcoin price has gone back up, 8,571. So the dollar value of XRP will be going up as well. The dollar value of all the coins will be going up. Okay, so just jump back to Binance. What's happening? IOTA is topping at 15%. OST, KMD, Encash, TNB, Pundi X. What can you get in it just now? 13 Satoshi, can still get in at 13 Satoshi just now. Yeah, I still think it's going to go up. Still think it's going to go up. It's just this kind of airdrop, the last airdrop, that is kind of worrying me, because it might come back down a wee bit more, but how far does it go up before it starts coming down again? So I was just trying to time it perfectly. So I'm waiting on the one kind of coming out as well. One is not obviously listed yet. Yeah, it's not listed. So it's coming out on the 1st of June. Binance have came out and said it's coming out on the 1st of June. So I'm just waiting to see what happens with that. I've got 283,000 in the lottery. So that if it goes up 5x, I'll put what 0.12 Bitcoin in. So it might go up to half a Bitcoin if I sell it straight away. It's not one I'm particularly looking to hold for long term. I think Matic is brilliant for long term. Harmony, I'm not. I still like Matic better than Harmony, but although I think Harmony is going to do brilliant. On the back of that, I think BNB is going to do really good as well. Have they started going back up? Yeah, they have. BNB thought they would take a wee hit and then go back up again. So they came down to 365. That would have been a brilliant time to get in. 365,000 Satoshi. It's now up to 391,000. So yeah, that would have been a brilliant. So I was speaking to somebody yesterday and they said, what do you think is going to happen with BNB after the Harmony launch? And I said it could come back down to about 360, go back up again, and that's kind of what's happening just now, which is good. I got some Sean Dubs, I got some extra funds. Should I top up me Pundi or get some hot? Hot has went up 100% already. We have to kind of look at that. If you think about it from that point of view, Pundi has not went up 100%. It's went up about 40-50% from 9, well, really from 8 Satoshi. If we kind of see what it was, so it kind of nearly doubled actually. But Pundi might come back down. It's just difficult one. I would say Pundi X. That's not financial advice. Do your own research and all that. Big boy pants on. But for me, it would have to be Pundi. It's the one that's not moved yet. On much, not moved much. Obviously, you had down there at 8 Satoshi. You could have got 7. You wouldn't have got in at that price. But it was because it was between 7 and 8, so you would have gotten at 8. So it's kind of gone up 50% already. But so 16 might be the kind of top spot it before it comes down with the airdrop and then go back up again. So I need to wait and see. But I think if it was me, it'd be Pundi, I think. If you're asking me, you know the answer. LOL. I just wished I got more dent when I did. I know. It's just holding on. I think that's what it is. And I think I'm like that as well. I don't really want to hold. I want to trade. I don't really want to hold. Unless I've got coins for the long term, obviously. That's a different story altogether. Okay, I think that's it for just now. Thank you very much for watching. We've kind of gone over time again. I will do a news story video, and that's only going to be 13-15 minutes long. So I'll try and cram as much news in as possible. But good luck with your trading, and good luck with getting into Dent if you if you can get into Pundi X. Might come back down. Just be careful. Just be careful. If it does come back down, if you get into Pundi X and it does come back down, just hold it till after the airdrop. And it typically takes about a week to 10 days to finish off the airdrop. Hold it for then. There's going to be a coin burn in July, and then that's when it's going to start going back up. So don't be concerned if you get into Pundi X just now and it doesn't go up, or even it comes down to 1110 Satoshi. It will go back up again. That's my opinion. Don't take it as financial advice. That's just my opinion. Okay, that's it. If you want to join us in a premium group, you have 2 days left before the premium group is closing to new members. If you want to join a premium group with brilliant chat, some brilliant people in there, and you'll get calls, about 40 or 50 calls per month, every single month, just like the ones we've kind of gone up, some of the ones we've went over. You're going to get good calls, average 40% in May, which is good. So it'll be brilliant to see you in there as well if you want to join us in the premium. 2 days left before it closes. And that's not a gimmick or anything. It will be closing for 2 months on the 31st of May. And we've already had a slew of kind of members signing up, which is good. So it'll be good to see you in there. But until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.